What's up everyone, Debug.Log here. Welcome to another devlog video for The Hallway, a horror game I've been developing in hopes of Markiplier playing it in 3 scary games. In the last episode, we rescoped the game, refactored the code, and changed the interaction system significantly.
And I came back from the depths of darkness.
One thing that has been bugging me is to test out the demonic seance. I have to run around the school collecting those pesky candles. So, to simplify that process for testing purposes only, bloop. Much better. Now I can test things without running all over the place. Please remind me when closer to launch to remove these extra candles from the game. Now, let's run the game and see what could use some TLC this week. What type of basketball hoop is that? Oh my god, it's disgusting. And
I'm so disappointed in myself.
let's get this gym looking a bit nicer. Let's start with the disgusting floor. I searched Google for wood flooring and tried to find something that best represented a basketball court. I dropped those texture files into Unity, created new material for the flooring, applied those textures, and voila! Because the texture is seamless and I wanted to be lazy, I set the material to planar projection, changed the scale so the wood size was similar to what the court texture had. But because I'm using planar projection, the wood slats direction didn't match the direction of the slats I had on the court texture, so I also had to hop it into Photoshop to rotate the texture by 90 degrees. Then I adjusted the color in Photoshop to better match the court color, and that is already looking much better. Now on to changing out my cube representation of a basketball hoop for something more useful. I do enjoy 3D modeling, but I tend to like overall simple shapes. I don't want to spend a week making a basketball hoop, so I went searching the internet again for something that would fit. I found this basketball hoop on 3D Warehouse, but it didn't come in an FBX format, so I downloaded it anyways and converted it using Civil 3D. Afterwards, I brought it into my 3D editor of choice, Blender, scaled it to size, and exported it into the FBX format. I positioned the hoop at the end of the court. For its scale, I used about 2 beans to measure the height of the hoop and scaled the model to fit that. That hoop looks mighty tall. My bean looks
Mighty tall.
Something must be wrong here. Oh, the beans were 2 times the size I needed it to be. Well, at this point I made the beans a little bit smaller and readjusted the hoop to fit, and it seems a bit better to me. What do you think? Once I got the building to fit how I wanted it to, I wanted to add one more detail to the gym building. Padding. I recall, at least from my memory in our gym, we always had this pad on the wall in case some dumb flies through and crashed into it.
Here we go!
So I created the padding section and went and assigned materials in Blender to different wall sections. I threw on some new materials on all the walls using the lazy way again, except this time, what's better than planar projection? Well, try planar projection, of course, silly goose, because the building is a cube. Triplanar projection made more sense, to me at least. Well, this gym be looking a bit spiffy, but there's still one thing that looks a bit off, these bleachers. Once again, instead of designing my own this time around, I went to the interwebs, deep into the darkest webs, and found this. I'm not a fan of how it was designed, so into Blender it goes to get all blended up. See what I did there? Blended. I deleted the other crap, scaled it up to somewhat normal size. I reparented some of the objects as I didn't like them in one single object. I mean, I would like to remove a rail or two later, so I separated those rails out, merged the vertices, and put them back into Unity. And with a little bit of doop doop doop, whew, there, that is much better. Adjust the basic materials I have on these for now, and let's see what it looks like at this point. Note, while I was off camera, I adjusted the post-processing a little bit and added some shadow colliders to prevent light leakages, and I think it's looking much more atmospheric, and I'm really excited to move forward. I added some temporary doors to make it a little bit more realistic, and we are done with the gymnasium for now. This is not the full and final look, but it's a large percentage towards the completion of this part of the game. I'll have to grunge things up a bit in the future and break some things, etc. Alright everyone, that about sums up the work on the hallway this week. We beautified the gymnasium and adjusted the game's atmospheric lighting, and next week I'm ready to push forward developing in-game events, and probably also making another 3D model for a locker because, well, I need a locker that can open up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys again next time here on Debug.Log.